Andrew Merrison McCrae built one of the earliest houses on the Mornington Peninsula. A solicitor and formerly a writer to the Signet in Edinburgh, he came to Port Phillip in 1839 to establish a legal practice. A year later, his wife, Georgiana Huntley McCrae, and their 4 sons followed in the barque Argyle. The voyage took 6 months and they brought with them 70 items of luggage. For a time, the family lived in a rented house in Little Lonsdale Street West called Argyle Cottage. And in February 1842, they moved to Mayfield on the banks of the Yarra in Abbotsford. In 1843, Andrew McCrae took up the run of 12,800 acres at Arthur's Seat near Dramana, later increased to 21,360 acres. Georgiana did not move there until 1845, when she sailed down with her 2 youngest children in the Jemima. The 4 boys, with their tutor Mr. McClure and a servant, were already there, but the slab house was still incomplete. In June 1845, she wrote,
"The paths between the huts have become a mass of mire, and there is nothing for us to do but stay inside. I am most unhappy. The last 6 months of suspense, worry, hurry, delays, packing and unpacking, detention in town, and now this scattered way of living in huts until the completion of a house has worn me out."
The McCrae family was on friendly terms with the Aborigines of the district. Some of them would squat on the veranda while Georgiana played lively Scottish airs on the piano, waving their hands about and keeping time with the music. There is a small hole in the back door through which it is said the little girls used to watch the Aborigines dancing. Andrew read prayers each morning with the family and servants in attendance. Both at Mayfield and at Arthur's Seat, he and Georgiana entertained important people of the colony, especially those with artistic and literary learnings. Visitors included Bishop Broughton, W.C. Wentworth, Sir John and Lady Franklin, and Sir Oswald Brearley. Georgiana was also a close friend of Lieutenant Governor Latrobe and his wife.
The 4th of July. Prepared bulbs for the garden and corms for the newly ploughed field. In the evening, Mr. McCrae came to keep us company, but soon fell asleep, so we were left tete-a-tete as usual. 10th of July. A white frost which I knew of before I got up, by hearing the crows outside. Mr. McCrae and Mr. Jemison talked loudly on their way to the beach. When they returned, they brought 30 flathead between them. 16th of July. The first bulb has sent up bright green leaves. Lanty prepared a piece for potatoes. October the 1st, 1851. A hard frost, and I have been to visit our blacks who are quambied outside the paddock fence on the edge of Cape Shank Road. Here I found Bogey in great distress because his son Johnny was dying. Every few minutes the old man would spread himself over the boy's body and try to revive him by breathing into his mouth, or else he would have him in his arms to sing down his ear or lift up the lids of his eyes so that he might see the day. At last, not being able to bear this sight, I returned to the house where, after I had rested an hour, I heard a loud wail from the lubras and knew that Johnny had gone. 2nd of October. Bogey says he is too old to kill a black fellow, which is a usual custom. 3rd of October. George erected a wooden slab bearing Johnny's name over the burial mound. 6th of October. At twilight, a young Aboriginal came out of the bush and, approaching the grave, thrust 3 gum leaves under the sand. This done, he disappeared quietly, unrecognised, never to be seen again. Doubtless the gum leaves were put there in token of that the death had not gone unavenged. Yet a deeper sorrow has fastened at my heart, since the time has now arrived when I must say goodbye to my mountain home, the house I have built and lived in, the trees I have planted, the garden I have formed.
The garden flourished, and Georgiana was sad to leave it, but as the run did not pay its way, the McCrae family abandoned squatting in 1851 and returned to Melbourne in the chartered ketch, the Diamond.
But I hear a soft voice say, Pilgrim, be patient yet once more. Shall you retrace the watery way and end your days on Britain's shore?